Let me bring my blessing to you all, that you may know how many beings there are. It feels a little remote, or you do not experience it so closely. And that is why we are coming forward for you in your day and bringing our presence for you to become familiar with the voices of those who are unseen but very present amongst you. For many layered are the worlds of light. There are many frequencies of light, just when in your kitchen you have those kinds of lights where you can turn it right up to bright and right down to dim. On Earth at the moment, we could say the light is rather dim, that there are some beings who are rather turning the light down. And so we are present to turn the light back up, beloved, to where you need it to be in optimum health and well-being. And that is why we are coming forward also to encourage you to find your light switch within and to realize you are not actually obliged to, shall we say, be controlled by anyone else in regards to how much light is shining where it really matters, which is in your heart, in your mind, and close around you in your auric field. That all of that belongs to you. It's literally yours. No one is allowed by any law, the highest or lowest law, to invade your personhood. That is really important to remember, because I think many of you are feeling quite invaded right now, told what to do, and in no uncertain terms, basically threatened as regards to your individuality, your freedom of choice, to do as you will and as you consider best in your life. So I really want to talk to you about that. Sometimes to say no is to say yes. You have to find your no. And that is really the title of my sharing with you today. Find your no. What is it, your no? Well, it is a boundary precisely about your being, your ownership of your own being, that you are the living spirit of freedom, that you are designed to be free. You have free will. We often talk about that. Like that is really the situation you are in, that some beings have distorted the free will they have been born with and taken a wrong turning into harmful and cruel behavior. And so with this free will, with your freedom of spirit, that is your divine essence. It's not even a divine right. It's who you are. You are born of divine source. You are a divine being. And you are a being that the divine creator beings are very much protecting at this time. However, you have to awaken into that knowing deep within you of what is yours, that is sacred, that is entirely yours and cannot be invaded unless you allow it. And here is the find your no part of my transmission to you today, which I'm going to go into in some depth. There are many of you who have trained yourselves to really be very, very positive. You could say to only say yes, to always really say yes, find the way to almost make the no a yes, and I'm happy about that so long as you find the no first. The boundary of what you will not accept. The boundary of what does not agree and align with the cosmic law of free will. That you are a divine being and you have the divine rights to decide for yourself how you will be in your life, 100%. So long as, of course, you do not harm another. And it's really that simple. So you can understand that what is happening right now that is harmful. Much of it is harmful to you, to your friends and associates and family. You can imagine what's really going on behind the scenes. You see, because it can't last. And this is what you have to know. But it will last as long as you let it last. Until you find your no. Until you say no. No, I do not acquiesce to be cruelly treated or to be forced to do anything. That is not the divine law, and I did not incarnate in order to basically reject the divine law of freedom. That is my divine right. So that is the way in which saying no to the oppression or anything that tries to limit your freedom becomes a big yes to your divine nature, to you embodying your divine nature. This is probably the most important aspect of your spiritual journey, to embody your divine nature. Notice those words. Some people say nature is sort of just nature, as though there's no divinity in it. But I say nature is divine. And within you is divine nature. And you have seen over the hundreds and thousands of years the different phases of where nature has been abused. And indeed, this causes you great sadness, even despair in some parts of the world. And you know that this has been done by beings unconscious, ignorant of that divinity of nature. And so you know that you, as a natural being, unless you embody your divine nature and stand in your divinity, radiating the light of that divine nature, it's very possible you could be abused, invaded, raped, tortured, just the way nature has been. And nature does, in that sense, include the animal kingdoms, the birds, the bees, land itself, water, air, everything that is all around you. And all of you are awake to that now. But what about when this pressure that perhaps you even felt was upon you, the devastation of nature and the elements of earth, air, fire, water, perhaps now you realize when the devastation or the pressure or the oppression comes upon you, you begin to think, wait a minute. What actually has been behind all of this for all this time? Because when you look out amongst your friends and your acquaintances, you know that the majority of human beings upon the earth are good people. They want to take care of each other and of the earth. But they also believe everyone else has that intention. So right now, what is happening, beloved ones, is you have to build your awareness. You have to make choices for yourself and for your families. And you have to understand that you are in a time of crisis, where these choices that you make, small choices, how to recycle your plastic, small choices that make a lot of difference, where you do your shopping, who you listen to and support. These make a lot of difference. And there is a growing sense in your world, an urgent sense of needing to come together. And for those whose awareness has come now into an understanding of the oppression, of the pressure that is being put upon humanity to come together and find your no. And it's very simple. But it's so interesting how it can become complicated if you concern yourself with, shall we say, political or religious or gender or race issues, because in those areas it can become extremely complex. But if you just stay in your humanity, in your fundamental humanity, your relationship with the earth and with the divine, and you just come together and you say yes to beauty, harmony, peace, love, truth, honesty, kindness, and compassion. And you know with all your humanity how that feels, how good it feels to live in that reality. And when you find yourself pushed into another reality, into isolation, into fear, into hiding of any kind, into being distanced one from another, being forced to do things you don't understand nor believe in. Once you are in that area, then one way or the other, you have to say no. I do not want to be pressurized, pushed. I do not want to be lied to nor told things that are half true and might manipulate my behavior in a way that is bad for me and bad for the health of my children and family. And so it becomes very important for you, beloved, to educate yourself, to find out what is the truth, and if there is an oppression coming upon you, then to investigate and say to yourself, well, is there really a good reason for this? And if not, you say no. And you understand that you need to support each other in this quest for regaining and reclaiming your divine right, for the freedom to be your authentic, beautiful, connected self. Connected to each other, able to connect with each other, able to speak your truth and be heard, able to be honored for the authentic, real person that you are, not having to hide or dodge or pretend. So, beloved ones.
Just pause there. Okay, carry on.
So, beloved ones, that is my transmission to you today, to study yourself. As Isis said, she said, know yourself and you know me. Or know me as you know yourself. For the divine dwells within you. You are a divine being. And that divine power is not for giving away, except in the name of love, except in the name of empowering all that is love. And so for today, dear ones, this is my request of you, that you listen and you are honest. You may not be able to immediately change anything, but you are just honest with yourself as to how you feel. You're honest about whether you feel comfortable with what you may or may not feel forced to do. That you feel within yourself your divine connection. That you spend some time in each day, dear ones, listening inside. And you take note of your feelings. And then I'm going to talk more in the next days about what you do when you find those feelings. And for today, I ask you, spend some time looking inside, and we will come together and listen to those deep places. Blessings and peace to you.